And that has now been reiterated by President of the United States, with one example that he continues to give of the US intervention in calming tensions is that of India-Pakistan conflict. Now, he's been naming other countries in the examples that he has been given, but we focus when it comes to the India-Pakistan conflict. Here, Donald Trump once again seems to be reiterating that it was developing into a potential nuclear clash. However, it was the US intervention that avoided it by offering trade as a leverage. So as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he has also gone on to say that at least 5 jets were downed. Now, he hasn't clarified or specified whose jets were downed and by whom. As far as when it comes to these claims that have been made by Donald Trump, not happening there for the first time. Let's listen in.
Something I'm very proud of. We stopped a lot of wars, and these were serious wars that would have been going on there. You had India-Pakistan that was going. In fact, planes were being shot out of there. 4 or 5, but I think 5 jets were shot down, actually. And Lindsay, that was getting worse and worse, wasn't it? That was looking like it was going to go. These are 2 serious nuclear countries, and they were hitting each other. You know, it seems like a new form of warfare. You saw it recently when you looked at what we did in Iran, where we knocked out their nuclear capability, totally knocked out. That's going to be gone for a long time. But there seems to be a hit and then another hit, a hit and another hit. It's a different thing. But India and Pakistan were going at it, and they were back and forth, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and we got it solved through trade. We said, you guys want to make a trade deal? We're not making a trade deal if you're going to be throwing around weapons, and maybe nuclear weapons, both very powerful nuclear states. Something I'm very proud of. We stopped a lot of wars.
Well, Rishabh connected with us. Rishabh, good morning. How do we understand as far as Donald Trump is concerned? Because multiple times that he has made the same claim seems to be far from truth.
Well, see, there have been at least 24 times when Donald Trump has made this statement that he was the one who negotiated peace between India and Pakistan. India has been very clear that it was Pakistani DGMO who called his Indian counterpart, Lieutenant General Ghai, and it was between the two DGMs in Delhi and Islamabad that these understandings were reached upon. India still do not call it a ceasefire, but say that it is an understanding to cease the hostilities on international border as well as LOC. As of now, Donald Trump has not substantiated his claims with any proof. He has also made these comments under oath in a court of law that he used tariffs to stop India-Pakistan war. But as of now, nothing, not a word further than a statement, a one-line statement that he is the one who, has stopped the war. He can rephrase it as many times, but India has been very clear that A, it did not entertain any third country to negotiate between India and Pakistan, and B, US had no role in this whole understanding.
No, but this time, Rishabh, he seems to be claiming that 5 jets were also downed. However, he hasn't specified whose jets were downed by whom. And when it comes to the conflict, again, that he has reiterated that trade was used as a deal to end the conflict.
Well, Amita, if you talk about, the 5 jets down, where were they downed? Are there any pictures? See, NSA has actually challenged Western media to showcase one imaginary or one picture of India being, sustaining damages. Many people have very categorically said that there's as of now, there is no loss of any life to Indian soldiers in any combat situation. So there are many ifs and buts that are coming with Donald Trump's statement. But having said that, it would be interesting to see how India reacts to this, what Delhi says to this 5 jet downing, because obviously he hasn't mentioned whether these were the 5 Indian jets or the 5 Pakistani jets. Remains to be seen how things unfold, because yes, Air Marshal Bharti, the DGAO, also said that there were Pakistani jets who were down.
So a lot of ambiguity there as far as Donald Trump's statement there is concerned. He seems to be claiming that 5 jets were downed. However, there has been no specifics, no clarity on that yet. But what has now been repeated on part of Donald Trump with regards to India-Pakistan tensions. Again, he has now made the same claim that it was the US intervention that stopped a possible nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan. Let's stay on that, Rishabh, because we have now back home the opposition who has been ready to corner the government, of course, when it comes to the upcoming parliament session is also concerned. But Congress party has been quick to take on as far as Donald Trump's statement is concerned. Now, the entire statement, which has now been politicized, where the Congress party is now demanding direct answer from the Prime Minister himself, that the Prime Minister comes out and openly denounces when it comes to Donald Trump and his multiple statements on India-Pakistan conflict that he has made. Meenakshi, what is the opposition saying?
Right, Amita. So let's take a look at what Jairam Ramesh had to say. This is a post which has been put out by Jairam Ramesh. He basically says, and I'm quoting him verbatim, as you know, you were rightly pointing out, Trump has made similar claims earlier as well. There have been multiple flip-flops, but politics is not ending. Congress is jumping to politicize this entire issue once again. What does Jairam Ramesh say? Just 2 days before the monsoon session of Parliament, Trump missile gets fired for the 24th time with the same two messages. US stopped the war between India and Pak, two countries that have nuclear weapons. No trade deal if the war continues. So if India and Pakistan want a trade agreement with US, they have to agree to an immediate ceasefire. Yes. And now, this is what they have...
Apologies interrupting you. We have Mr. Manikam Tagore who is connected with us, and he too has raised the same point on his social media platform as well. Mr. Tagore, as far as Donald Trump is concerned and his repeated statements, what the government and our military says is far from the truth. What is that you're raising questions on today?
So my question is, why Mr. Modi is in a Mount on this issue? Because it is maybe the quarter century of Trump on the same issue, and first time he has gone to the next level, claiming that five fighter jets were really shot down. And what is the reply for the government of India in that thing? Why Mr. Modi is silent? When Trump is saying 25 times one thing, that he only broke that ceasefire, he only brought India and Pakistan to the table, and he only made that ceasefire possible. And Mr. Modi is not at all ready to speak about anything. He's on Mount Everest on the Trump statement for this much time. It is unacceptable, and India's Prime Minister must open, and he should speak about
but
it. He
India
should not
has
ask
said that, sir, Mr. Tagore, as far as India's position is concerned, it has been made very clear, as far as it was the DGMO from Pakistan's side that first made that call and reached out to the Indian side of the DGMO. That has been made clear on multiple accounts as well.
Why Mr. Modi is not saying that to Trump? I'm saying that only. Mr. Modi speaks in English in Bihar. Why Mr. Modi is not ready to speak that in any of the channels, to any of his monologues of Man Ki Baat, that Trump is lying to us? Why he is not saying that thing? I am asking that only.
Or we are asking that the direct intervention on Prime Minister Modi's side to denounce as far as the statement that has been made by President Donald Trump. Appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. That is Manikam Tagore of the Congress Party. As far as the opposition is now concerned, Nyamika, good morning, seems to be setting the stage of cornering the government in the upcoming monsoon session of Parliament as well, because they are seeking a direct announcement, a direct intervention on part of the Prime Minister himself. Nyamika.
Well, yes, indeed, as the parliament session is going to begin from Monday onwards, the major focus point of the opposition parties is going to be Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor, because we have seen in these recent tweets which have been made by various Congress leaders, whether it is Jairam Ramesh or Manikam Tagore, they all are seeking a reply on the part of Prime Minister Narendra Modi regarding the repeated claims which are being made by the US President Donald Trump. As we have seen that how the Congress party is basically questioning the silence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, saying that if there was no such thing has happened, there was no interference of United States, then why Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not giving a reply regarding this entire issue, and why Donald Trump is repeatedly making the same claim. And that is the only reason why now they are going to take it up in the upcoming parliament session, as well as we have seen that how Jairam Ramesh has also mentioned about the recent statement which is being given by Mr. Donald Trump regarding the 5 jets, and for that reason Manikam Tagore has also pointed out 3 questions in this particular tweet which he has made today morning, that who authorized retaliation, what role did US play, did India cave to foreign pressure. So these are the main focus points of the Congress party and the other opposition parties which they are going to rake it up in the upcoming parliament session before Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Well, using the hashtag India deserves answers is what the Congress party has been pushing for, the answers to their questions there. But would the opposition rather believe, Nyamika, when it comes to the statements that have been given by the government of India and our defense forces, or they would rather believe, Shehzad is also connected with us. Shehzad, the questions that are now being asked by the opposition, they are wanting the Prime Minister himself to end his silence. But will the opposition rather focus on what the government of India and our military defense forces have been saying, or would they rather believe what Donald Trump has been saying?
Does the Congress party live in an alternate parallel universe? The Prime Minister has said this to Donald Trump's face on the phone call. He has told Donald Trump directly in categorical and no unambiguous terms that, look, we do not have any principle of third-party intervention as far as our matters are concerned. He said that to Donald Trump's face, not just now, but in fact even in 2019, you remember, Amita, when Donald Trump had offered to intervene in Jammu Kashmir, we had told him no, and after that we had removed Article 370 from Jammu Kashmir. In fact, the people who said that there should be intervention were the likes of Rahul Gandhi, who went abroad and said, let there be intervention into India's democracy. We remember Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who said that 370 can't be removed because it is a bilateral matter, it's not an internal matter of India. The Congress party doesn't believe the DGMO, MEA, Prime Minister Modi, none of them. At least they should believe Tharoor. You remember when Tharoor was asked that Modi surrender kar gaya and Trump ne sab kuch kiya hai, so he started laughing. So I think at least they should believe Tharoor, they should believe Salman, and they should believe Manish Tiwari.
But what makes Donald Trump make that statements again and again? Because that has been the point as far as when it comes to the opposition has been raising. And even now Donald Trump has said that 5 jets were downed. However, there is still no clarity exactly whom he was pointing at.
Amita, Donald Trump also claimed that it's a 1,000-year war between India and Pakistan. Donald Trump has also in 2024, in the run-up to his own election, claimed that Modi is somebody who does not want intervention into his affairs. There is also Donald Trump who claims he did ceasefire between Iran and Israel. There's also Donald Trump who claims that he did ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. So you can either believe your own agencies, your own people, DGMO, or you can believe Donald Trump. We believe in Indians. They believe in Videshis. That's their choice.
All right, Shehzad, thank you very much for joining in. As far as when it comes to the BJP, which is now of the opinion that it is up to the opposition now, rather whether they would believe when it comes to the stand that the government of India and our defense forces have made, or they would rather put their trust and focus on Donald Trump's statements, which he continues to reiterate and has been far from truth as far as when it comes to his claims are concerned. Almost on a daily basis, he seems to be making a new claim whatsoever, and much focus should not be put on his statements. Let's in the meantime also listen in to what Donald Trump this time has been claiming.
We stopped a lot of wars, and these were serious would have been going on there. You had India-Pakistan that was going, in fact, planes were being shot out of there. 4 or 5, but I think 5 jets were shot down, actually, and Lindsay, that was getting worse and worse, wasn't it? That was looking like it was going to go. These are 2 serious nuclear countries, and they were hitting each other. You know, it seems like a new form of warfare. You saw it recently when you looked at what we did in Iran, where we knocked out their nuclear capability, totally knocked out. That it's going to be gone for a long time. But there seems to be a hit and then another hit, a hit and another hit. It's a different thing. But India and Pakistan were going at it, and they were back and forth, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and we got it solved through trade. We said, you guys want to make a trade deal? We're not making a trade deal thing, but India and Pakistan were going at it, and they were back and forth, and it was getting bigger and bigger, and we got it solved through trade. We said, you guys want to make a trade deal? We're not making a trade deal if you're going to be throwing around weapons, and maybe nuclear weapons, both very powerful nuclear.
While this is part of multiple claims and multiple times that has been made by President of the United States of America, however, India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has directly made it clear to the President of the United States that there has been no third-party intervention with regard to United States, as Donald Trump has been claiming, that played a pivotal role in ending a possible nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan. That claim is far from truth.